Okay, I have put this off for about a week because we have been swamped between other games mostly. We've had to do a lot of reaction content in the last couple days. A lot of videos have come out. We had to watch a live stream for Honkai Star Rail 3.4 and the Fate update, so that was a must-watch for me. They dropped a lore trailer as well. And on top of all of that, I have to get my time into my Shadowverse games. And we played through the Shadowverse story, which by the time this gets uploaded on YouTube, the full story of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond would be uploaded. I've uploaded basically the first half of it already, which is about 2 hours worth of story, with about another hour and 40 minutes to go. I'm going to be editing up shortly after this stream the finale of Drytzen's story, so look forward to that if you're here for my Shadowverse content. As for Genshin content, we're just going to keep on trucking along. Once we finish the Skirk story, all that's going to be left is for me to do all of these little side events with the... what's it called? Battle Imagined Arrays are now available. I don't know what that is. But we're going to definitely try to get some of these Traveler's Tales out of the way, because those... I really enjoyed doing these last time. And now that we know more or less how they work, this time around I'm going to try to go out of my way to do all of them in one stream. Because, as we mathed it out last time, there's like 3 of them per, and there's 16 people here. So it's going to take like probably an hour and a half, maybe more. But anyway, we're here for Crystalina chapter, Skirk's Stories Quest. I'm very intrigued to see what this is all about. She was a character cloaked in mystery. We learned later down the line that she is not from this world, which makes the Traveler and her have a surprisingly amount of things in common. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Crystalina chapter Act 1. Whispers betwixt star and night. Sinister Undercurrent. Listen to Paimon's advice.
You...
Traveler! Gee, they're like baked up city over there. What's up with you today?
Why does Paimon's voice sound so far away?
You feeling okay?
That was weird.
We've been traveling all over lately, so maybe you've come down with something. That's it. We're getting Baiju to check you over.
I guess we're going to talk to Dr. Baiju now, huh? I'll be honest, I didn't expect this quest to take place in Liyue at any point in it. Even though that's where the child boss domain is, it did not strike me as a place that we would end up going to. We're not going to run into Hu Tao here again, are we?
Oh. Baiju isn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
That threw me off guard there. The NPCs are interactive now. And now she's gonna walk away. I'm just gonna watch her for a few minutes. I want to see where she goes. Where's this old lady off to? They spawned an NPC to give me this direction to go to the back of Boo Boo Pharmacy, but I ain't having that. We are following this old woman. Activate stalker mode, I guess.
Squall and fury. Upon the gale.
Where is she going? We have been streaming for not even 5 minutes, and I have already derailed the stream.
Into the abyss.
And me being an idiot, I'm gonna lose her. Darn, which way should she go? I guess we'll never know. That's what I get for trying to show off. Well, now that that detour is out of the way, Ah, looks like we have a special guest.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
Paimon says I'm hearing things.
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark circles around his eyes, like he hasn't slept a wink.
I'm still thinking about Diridith. It's really depressing.
And he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is he sick?
Maybe. Oh? Is Dan prone to sickness? I find this surprising. I guess I could be. I'm not sure.
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint. Come, let me take a look at you.
Finally, are we going to see if his anatomy is actually the same? Because this was a question Albedo had all the way back in Albedo's character story.
Okay, Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
No, I think it's the expression of he can't figure anything out.
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain.
And yet, I do feel like something is off. Must be a mental problem, then.
Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your situation is more complicated.
Could be a strenuous issue, could be a mental thing, could be a triggered thing.
Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall outside a doctor's realm of expertise.
Maybe we should go talk to Yumizuki.
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
Curses, dark magic. It's hard to say.
Well, I was thinking mental illness. Curses and dark magic were not where my mind went.
Why don't you rest?
But he did throw mental fatigue in there.
Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can administer the right treatment.
I've seen my fair share of mental afflictions. To start with, some calming incense, a good night's sleep, and a good meal will do wonders of good for you.
In the meantime, Chongshong and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Still, we're not experts on this sort of thing. I say we should strongly consider calling in a specialist as soon as possible. Yeah, I think as Mizuki would probably be who we go to at this point. She's the closest thing to a mental head doctor we got in this game at this point. I think. Although if we're talking about incense, we could talk to Emily. I know I'm not the biggest fan of Emily, but I feel like her character is so pointless that every opportunity that she could be relevant, I'm going to bring up. Because it's an opportunity that was wasted.
Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway.
Does he? Does he look like he's about to collapse?
Just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed you'll be all better when you wake up.
Whispers betwixt stars and night.
Let's dance.
Alrighty, nap time. Oh, spooky stuff's happening. Are we being summoned into the void? Supposedly, Tartaglia said that he fell into the abyss where he met Skirk in his sleep. And then he was also running into the Narwhal in his sleep during the Fontaine Archon quest. So maybe that's what's happening to us. Where am I? There's a thick fog covering my field of vision. And there's blocks and blocky-like architecture. This feels more real than a dream, but too chilling to be real life. Are you really questioning that? How many times has the Traveler fallen asleep woken up in a weird place, and then just kind of rolled with it. I can think of at least twice during the Nightline Archon quest where this has happened, and it also happened in the last mission we did, which was with Diridith. We saw our sister talking to the Lord of the Night, although it looked like they, instead of putting the Lord of the Night there, they put a Y up there, so... beggars can't be choosers, I guess. This feels more than a dream, but too chilling to be real life. My breath freezes in my throat before I can even exhale it. Feels like my soul has been wrenched from my body and thrust into this strange and unfamiliar space. Whichever direction I look in, there's no end in sight. And worse than that, I think there's something in the fog, following me like a shadow. If this is a dream, how long till I wake up? And if it's not, then where in the world am I? What is that thingy? Oof. Well, it hit us. What in the... Something just pierced through the fog and stabbed me in the back, but there's no blood. There's a strange light coming from the wound, and I see a familiar-looking spike retreating back into the darkness. Deep inside, it feels like a part of me is missing, and now another wave of fatigue is washing over me. Well, that was fishy as all hell. I can't advance the dialogue. Now I can advance the dialogue. I guess that was a spoken scene. Or it was supposed to be spoken, so I wouldn't let me skip it.
Rise and shine. Time to wake up.
Darn, missed opportunity for a "you're finally awake" meme.
For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep did you some good. Feeling any better?
Whenever I get sleep, my body just yearns for more sleep. I need you to check to see if there's a cut on my back.
A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? Alright, let Paimon take a look.
Who are we, Jeremy Dooley? Getting scratched by a ghost?
Nope, nothing there. Wait, did you have a nightmare? Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite.
Where did you hear that mumbo jumbo?
If you had a nightmare, maybe all you need is something to cheer you up. Come on, Paimon will treat you to something yummy.
I still think we should go see Mizuki. We literally have a dream doctor in the game. Please utilize her. Do not introduce concepts and ideas only to have them be useful later and not use them. You and Paimon head to Wanmin restaurant, sensing that something isn't right. Paimon orders a bunch of dishes to cheer you up. Are we trying to cheer up me or Paimon?
What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place with thick fog everywhere, and then a spike came out of nowhere and stabbed you in the back?
Kinda looked like a star skip from Honkai Star Rail, to be honest.
Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again, you woke
that theory
up
I talked
right
about
where
what
you
happened
were
to child
at.
is my only good running
You were
theory.
definitely in a deep sleep this morning.
I don't know what to make of it either. Maybe it was just a very lifelike dream.
Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up.
I need Diridith to hold my hand when I sleep.
Or, wake you up first and then we can beat him up together.
Of course. Paimon's smile has a way of putting me at ease. But what I saw is still bothering me. That dream was so chilling. It almost feels like there was something watching me from some corner of the world, even now. Something stabbed me in my dream, but when I woke up there was no wound. Still, if I focus on that area, I feel a vague aching, almost as if deep underneath the flesh, something is...
Something is missing?
Oh boy. Paimon, did you hear that? Please tell me you heard that voice and it wasn't just me.
Did you just say something?
Oh good. Oh good. Oh, we're not crazy. You heard that too?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Ah! What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! Your child's master! Skirk?
Skirk.
Right! What are you doing here? The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that.
Please don't tell me you've been sitting in this spot since then.
Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmean Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
What hocus pocus?
Tell me, what is it that you saw?
I'm gonna ignore Paimon completely, I guess.
Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair. You. I'll take a glass of wine.
Oh, of course. Coming right up.
Whatever you... Yeah, you demand, Chef Mao.
We make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Hey, it's Captain Wu.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
Oh, she still works here?
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours.
I got no reason to not trust you. We know nothing about you. And that's my stance on trust has always been. I am willing to trust anyone until they wrong me. And then after that point, trust dips a bit. It's called being open, or not, I guess open-minded, or trusting is a friendly way of putting it.
If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink.
What do you know about this situation? Why are you here?
I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you.
Ah, there's an abyssal disturbance. That probably has something to do with what's wrong with us.
Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
No, that covers about everything, actually.
Neither of those things sound good.
Also, apparently the soul can take damage. Confirmation that we can take soul damage in our dreams. Skirk seems to know something, and given what I've seen of her strength, I bet she could tell what happened to me. I don't know what her goal is, but in the moment at least, I don't think she's bad intentions. Now, if only you were this nice to Fatui agents, like, I don't know, child? Why you gotta be so mean to Fatui people?
Well, should we trust her?
What do you think, Paimon?
She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out.
Not on short notice. And she's gonna finish that wine bottle if we keep pausing to talk like this.
Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring, Paimon. Definitely something we should fix sooner rather than later. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
That being said, her master most definitely seems evil.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do.
10, Mora?
Well, have you made up your mind?
Seriously, Ether? Is this really that hard of a decision? What I saw was a dark space, shrouded in dense fog that wouldn't disperse. Gave Skirk a brief description of your dream.
So, that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
Is she a ma'am? For all we know, we're older than her.
So, you couldn't disperse the fog.
Well, we didn't try to.
I understand.
We kind of
Come
just
find
stood
me
there
in
and
the
got
room
stabbed.
when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
I don't think 10 Mora is the cost of that wine, but sure.
Oh, okay. Huh?
And she's gone.
She disappeared.
You and Paimon quickly...
Wait, hold on. You overpaid. Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
Oh, this is sketchy as all hell. Why does Child remember her?
You sure? I could have sworn there were only 2 of you at that table.
Man, we're doing this nonsense? This is a trope that's been done to death. I hate this trope so much. It always makes me unsettled.
What? What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing things.
Thank you for your input, Captain Wu.
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress?
Purple? Is that the color you would call that? I mean, her thigh highs look purple, I guess.
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that settles your bill. Come again soon.
Damn, she could have stolen that wine bottle and gotten away with it if she really wanted to. Chef Mao, check please. Oh, Lon.
Coming!
Skirk is definitely fishy.
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all. Even Paimon was.
This would be a funny opportunity for a joke line where we say we don't remember her either to Paimon to make Paimon feel unsettled.
Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps. But anyway, she told us to head to the Guili Plains, right? Let's not keep her waiting.
Man, I haven't been to the Guili Plains in forever. That was one of the first places I remember exploring in Liyue. Was just wandering around doing quests in the Guili Plains. Back when we had to basically do a bunch of, what was it, random missions in order to get adventure rank. So why does she want to meet here? I mean, it is a very historic place with a lot of important events tied to it. This is effectively where Zhongli and Guizhong effectively built a nation together. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Whoa, what are all these rift hounds doing here? Huh, looks like they're collecting something.
Is that what they're doing? Could have fooled me.
Let's go check it out.
Behold!
I thought you said go check it out, not attack them.
Have fun with this gift.
Squall Fury! Wretched vermin!
I get him? Nope, he's still alive. Yeah, you finish it.
So, this is what they were collecting. It looks kind of like...
God remains?
Yeah. What is going on here?
Man, this is Tadarasuna all over again.
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
Does she have to slow-mo walk to look so cool right there?
Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you call God remains, and it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are traces left, but they're fading fast. What are you doing?
Paimon, why are you getting so close?
Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you were, real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Paimon poked her. She's solid. After you left the restaurant, the other diners acted like you were never there.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities.
Well, I want to make sure we're not going crazy on top of everything else.
It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
The weak and the lowly. Boy, you think highly of yourself.
Now, can we please get back on track?
Right, God remains?
Okay. Where were we?
God remains.
Right. The God remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing?
Is it?
In our experience, God remains are 100% bad news. A lot of terrible things have happened because of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing, and it doesn't just disappear for no reason. The remains aren't just gone. They were taken.
Like, part of my soul was taken.
Very clever, Traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. So it went unnoticed.
Cool. I didn't know we were going to get compared to dead god stuff.
Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god remains buried in the desert went missing.
That's a very specific thing.
Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
The Stella Fortuna? The Fortune of the Stars? You talking about the false sky?
Wait, you mean the stars?
I don't know Latin.
42 of them have died out in the past few months alone.
42 stars are gone? I think people would start to notice, or at least astrologers like Mona would definitely notice. Just another character that I feel like we should be talking to right now.
In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna.
Oh, that's what they call the
Even should that
constellations, right? The
individual
Stella
fall,
Fortuna?
Their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but gradually evolve into a new constellation.
Okay.
Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely, and it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power they contain.
And you said something to do with the Abyss.
Something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied with the remains of the dead. It wants you.
Because we're a descender.
This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, there's no telling how far it could go.
Ether, please don't ask that question. You know how important you are at this point.
No one knows. All I know for certain is this. Getting back what you lost will not be easy. Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against it.
That's not good.
So you're gonna help us, right?
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true identity.
Well, great! You seem super strong, and you know a lot about the Abyss, so Paimon will take it.
Thank you.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you,
Those guys are still
getting
frozen
mixed
over
up
there.
with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that.
Oh, I guess we're opening up a hole in space-time.
Come along.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her in the Primordial Sea. So cold.
She seems blunt.
Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. What she does deserve is a super embarrassing nickname.
Man, it has been so long since we've had one of those.
Ah, Paimon's got it. Frosty the Lavender Melon. Serves that Ice Queen right.
Why are
Anyway, the important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan she's got.
Alright, whatever you say, sky-cleaving, white iron, lavender melon. In we go.
is way bigger than Paimon expected. Where are we?
The Abyss, probably?
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here.
Seems more like somewhere in the Abyss.
It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
So that's basically a 10x time dilation there.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's real name! Yeah, Paimon remembers him mentioning something like that.
That was so long ago when we did Child's character story.
So, a month here is equivalent
a little
to
over
1
2
day
years,
in
right?
the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snatcher for now, right?
No, he's getting us in our dreams, Paimon.
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the Abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one.
Alright.
The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the Abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, we need to see what that space looks like without the fog.
Also, this is just a casual trip into the Abyss, not something I thought I would be saying.
Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before?
Kind of. Does, like, absorbing and purifying it count?
Okay. Do you plan to learn?
For now, no. Kind of at odds with the Abyss.
That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal.
You know, I feel Clothar would get along with you real well. Him and his pointing finger.
I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option.
And what is that?
A little abyss crystal that contains...
That's the thing that stabbed us!
Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
That is definitely the thingy that stabbed us.
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see,
these camera angles.
think, and feel. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating for you. With dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll take back what was stolen from you.
Alright, don't think about anything embarrassing. Don't think about anything embarrassing.
Oh, you make it sound so simple.
Drunk sit lolly. Shit! So all I need to do is wait? Is there anything you need me to do?
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding. Like I said, getting your soul fragment back won't be easy.
Okay.
To play it safe, I need to give you some special training first.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna teach him some of your martial arts?
She said special training, Paimon. It doesn't imply fighting.
Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our senior?
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills, and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might face.
Like?
But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Yeah, it's 10 times as lenient here.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her.
I don't think she's moving fast. I think she's just not, like, mincing words.
Oh, special training, huh? Kind kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you.
I could name a few. Our skills kind of seem pathetic in hindsight when you compare them to half the cast.
The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right?
Oh,
Feels like
don't
a
remind me
lifetime
of
ago.
that. Jeez. That was horrible.
Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet? Maybe we really will learn something here.
Maybe you should start getting trained. Also, does that mean that she thinks Paimon's strong, since Paimon can keep her memories? Where are we? We're still in the Guili Plains. Oh, I just touched it. I thought I would have to go over there and interact with it. Begin the first round of special training. Oh wow, she's actually kind of short.
Ready?
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages.
3?
Testing your blade work, elemental abilities, and reasoning skills.
Okay.
We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with the basics. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
You bet! There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching... Oh, and Kazuha,
When did we
Ayaka.
spar with Kaching?
Yeah, we've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through.
Who's the sword master we met in Natlin? Does Kanich count? Does Shalonen count? I guess Mavwika counts.
You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Name, you do tell me on paper which one of those people we sparred with, because I don't remember sparring with half of them. That being said, we did fight the Raiden Shogun, so I guess that's something. Although she uses a spear.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system to bring it all together. A style or school of fighting.
I am of the Kenjutsu idea that this is actually incorrect. Mainly because I come from like an MMA type of mindset where I feel like mixing and matching styles to whatever suits you benefits you.
To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton, the foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where your strength comes from.
Okay.
Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you'd end up bloated and unwieldy.
Understood.
You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only then will every strike you deliver make perfect sense.
Wait, is that it?
She's just giving us some fundamentals.
Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened a tunnel to another place.
I would also like to learn how to open a tunnel in space and time by slashing a sword. I feel like it could be very inconvenient to other people around me, but fun nonetheless.
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other.
I doubt that,
Right
but go
now,
on.
Our sword styles are so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is pointless.
I saw you in the trailer, you're a dual wielder.
There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework.
That is just something that people say. There are shortcuts in everything. It all boils down to how many of your morals and other people you're willing to forsake on those paths.
That's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train until
And
you're
let's not forget the
satisfied
biggest
with
shortcut
yourself.
of all, being born rich.
Now focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
Wait, we gotta kill 900 of these? As training progresses, your strength improves. Remember when we used the knowledge capsule in Sumeru? I'm in the zone. Limitless power surging through me. 17 within 25 seconds.
Stay calm. Use your head. You have
Killed
to keep it
13
together.
within 25 seconds. $47 within 80 seconds. I don't really have a favorite game, and I play too many to count. Right now, we're mainly streaming 3 games. 4 if you count the fact that we occasionally stream Magic the Gathering, among other things. Amazing, this is transforming my whole view of the sword work. I'm using the same techniques as ever, but now they're having different effects. As if I've unlocked a hidden door in my hand. Sorry, in my mind. There's a wellspring of strength on the other side. My mind's eye seeing images of the friends I've made in Teyvat. Theirs are the sword styles and techniques that I've come to know. Are we gonna get flashback?
This moment will be frozen in time.
Hey, Kaya!
Chase.
Oh, that's her ult? Oh, that's right. That's the new Kaching VA. Hang on. I want to hear that again.
Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase.
That's not bad. I think that's better than the Paimon replacement.
Cut to the chase.
I did like Kaylee Mills' performance, and it is really sad to see her go. I was told that they replaced her in this patch, and I was wondering when we would run into her, because she's not in the Traveler's Tales. So I was wondering... So, when they say that they replaced Kaylee Mills in this patch, it was this one line? People are making a big deal out of this. I wonder how many takes they did for that one line. My hobbies are mostly card gaming and biking. As in cycling.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon?
I think the only swordsman we actually saw fight that I think the Traveler would consider a master would probably be Kazuha. I can't think of anyone else.
Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind. This is the only path to true growth.
Oh, maybe Clorind. Clorind might also be up on that list of things that the Traveler would consider a master swordsman.
Step on up.
Lynette was not who I thought of. I definitely wasn't thinking of Nilu. There's Kazuha. I see eternity go in an instant. The odds of many years in a single leaf. Thus I shall slice it and make it a flash. Question of the ages. A lot of Kazuha in here. Swordmaster. First Swordmaster that comes to mind. Lynette and Nilu. My sword style. My journey. Does Dane wield a sword? I don't remember if Dane wields a sword or not.
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but
I think
do
he
not
does.
stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and fingers.
I guess technically Child is a sword fighter too.
'Twas on a deserted moonlit night.
Oh, there they are! Singshu! I always forget about Singshu. Although you're more of what I consider a martial artist, which includes swords. Oh, Ayaka! Yeah, we did spar with Ayaka. I forgot about that. There was that entire event about it, where she ended up getting the skin at the end. How could I forget about that? Have we ever seen Ayato fight? I know that we play as Ayato for a bit in his story quest, but I don't remember if the Traveler was there to witness it. With each slash of my blade, I feel my strength increasing. I do not know if my weapon can contain all this power. Unlimited power! I'm in the zone. Limitless power surging through. You said that already. Oh, are we going to do like one swing and get through all of those at once? Oh, cool. I called it. I have a lot of artist friends, and I don't mind looking at a portfolio.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real progress. That concludes your training session.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
Maybe now we can upgrade to a better sword than the prototype Rancor. Give the Traveler a 5-star weapon.
How do you feel?
Exhausted. You know, they should have given us the Sword of Narsenkreuz, considering the amount of effort that we went to get through that and get that weapon. I'm fighting to keep my eyes open.
As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yikes. Should have taken a nap or two, Billy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Alright.
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream, so I can get this investigation over and done with.
Go to the makeshift camp and rest.
Sometimes, you have to practice a single movement 1 million, maybe 10 million times, before the breakthrough moment comes. Nothing in the outside world can help you in this process. The most important thing is to
No,
remain
I'm not on
patient.
Instagram. Technically, I'm on Twitter, but I haven't updated it in like over a year. Who does she think she is? Isaac Netero? Practice the same action millions and millions of times until you get a breakthrough. Was this here before? Yeah, that definitely looks like the thing that stabbed us. Time to put it on and take a nap. So we've been in here for 7 days. Which means we've probably been in like 7 hours or so have passed by in the real world. What's 1/10 of 7 days? I don't feel like doing math right now. Maybe when I edit this, I'll put the math on screen. Maybe I won't. Hey, it's the place with the fog. Only this time there's grass. Have I been pulled back into that place again? Skirk said that the dream mirroring would kick in when I fall asleep. So why am I back here? No, on closer inspection, this isn't the same dream as last time. It's dark and gloomy, but there isn't that chilling fog that made my hair stand on end. Hold on, if dream mirroring is a two-way process, maybe I'm seeing inside her mind when she's exploring mine. If this is her inner world, it's pretty bleak. I can occasionally make out a sound of flowing stream, but other than that, it's so empty. Strange creature. Hey, that looks like the thingy... somewhat like the thingy that's in the Nod Cry teaser. What is that? What a strange-looking creature. Where did it come from? I think it wants me to follow it. Might as well see where it leads. What's your question? Oh. That didn't take long for us to get thrown into another cutscene. Oops, something's happening.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
Are we in the Night Kingdom now? a cool basic essential for the stream. I have them. I got rid of them. I just wanted to simplify it.
Cause he's a crabby
I just don't
old
like how it
man,
looks.
And he's a boring old man. I don't like going to his classes.
It's a crabby old man.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there.
Oh no, Mom and Dad are fighting.
But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
I went diving and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb though with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water at me.
While you were diving, it spat water at you?
Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all the way to the stars.
That's an interesting dream for a kid.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Mom's about to curse out Dad, isn't she?
Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Whatever does that mean?
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
I like how he said let's and not you. Seems like a fun dad. Those are some loving parents. I'm out. Oh no, we're wet. The weather's wonderful today. I'm getting Kokona flashbacks. Oh no.
The stars shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars?
A whole nother world. A universe of infinite expanse.
Mountains as far as the eye can see. An endless snowy plain.
Not mostly just empty space with a lot of
Taller
lots
than
of
the
light.
sky, like the people from the merchant ship said.
No, I turned down all of those requests.
I can't be the only one asking these
It's also why we have a no soliciting rule in the chat.
The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all. But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
You just got here. Huh, what's over there? I can't even jump. I have only access to the moving analog stick. Something's going on. I can't sprint either.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
Ooh, this guy's purple.
No, please, spare
Why?
the children. Stay back.
They're coming! Run!
Help!
This is not good.
Eliminate the threat.
Oh, good. I was hoping that this was just going to be bandits. It's starting to sound like it's a genocide.
We'll never make it.
Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
So the merchants are going to burn down the village.
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink, showed you the best our home has to offer, gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And this is how you treat us?
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
That's not a good idea. These are soldiers, not merchants.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be left alive.
Wow, I guessed it was a genocide. I didn't think it was a government-sanctioned one.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Savages.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long.
Damn, they got away from you two somehow?
To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround them.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads myself.
I hope we get to kill that guy. Smells like something's burning. What's going on? Oh, here we go into another cutscene. Flashback, whatever you want to call it.
Mom! Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
They shot me in the ankles.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot. Dad?
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anyone.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive. My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
I have a feeling that this world isn't going to be around for much longer.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over.
This is so sad. I think this is the theme from her trailer.
Singing.
Or her animated short, rather.
I said shut it or I'll make you. Fine. Have it your way.
It's gonna cut his head off. What was that? Oh, she's singing. She has a guitar? What? Ooh, look at that star effect on her leg stockings thingies. Ah, Paimon sucking her finger. That better be one of her idle animations.
Oh, you're awake?
We got caught trying to cross the border. Nailed it! I knew we'd get the opportunity eventually.
I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Alrighty, stage 2, elemental energy. More training. I wonder if this will actually buff the Traveler's stats like the whole thing did in the Archon quest, where they gave us like a 0.2% increase to attack or something.
Man, Staying in the abyss feels so surreal, don't you think? No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here.
It's almost like we're in the pause menu and you're moving the day forward for some reason.
Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your training. Paimon's gonna grab a bite.
Where are you getting food in here anyway? I'm ready to start.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And after that, you're free to challenge even higher dimensions.
Okay. How do you challenge higher dimensions?
The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from a different source of power.
A different source of power? That must
Abyssal
mean...
power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm.
Ooh, we got a new name for it. The Void Realm.
My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time.
I feel like this was something that we knew already. I feel like it was mentioned in the lore at some point, because it sounds familiar, and I feel like I've heard it before. There's something familiar about the power you use. Almost seems related to cryo in some way.
A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature.
Interesting. So it's not ice.
It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you.
Abyssal power doesn't suit it to me. I have the ability to purify abyssal power.
So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear.
I think we're just changing it into light power. Because at the end of the day, energy is energy. The law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Or something along those matters. But this question has also been posed during the Natlan Archon quest. We don't actually think we're purifying it. We might just be absorbing it. I think we're technically absorbing it and converting it. Or maybe we're just stockpiling abyssal energy in us and it's going to kill us someday. Who knows? There's a lot of theories about it. What are you trying to say?
Just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's going to help us if the situation gets tricky. True growth comes from adversity.
Because I think the Traveler is a natural prism. That's my theory.
Every time you fall.
The reason we can use all the elements is because of the Light Realm energy, we can just split it into 7 colors. And abyssal energy, we're just doing the same thing. We're just converting it into another type of energy. We're not exactly purifying it.
So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Okay.
Windblade!
Windblade! Editor me, play the Zack clip.
Windblade! Disappear!
Disappear into the sea of butterfly. Wrong game. Oh, we had to kill 6?
Your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
I see.
Windblade! Windblade!
That was both the rounds. Train elemental powers one by one, ending with Hydro. Oh no, we get to use the cheesy little pew-pew gun.
Hydro to destroy the spikes.
Bang, 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 bang.
Water jet!
Wow, the range on that is actually kind of ass. Pew, pew, pew,
Faster.
pew.
Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Alright, that was not too hard. I managed to handle that pretty okay. Along my journey, I've gained different elemental abilities in different lands. I've never trained them all at once like this. Yeah, why can't we use all the elements at once? I've seen you do it in cutscenes a few times.
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements at will. It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world. So be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
We have the Dendro on. Graceful as the wind, tough as stone, nimble as lightning, flourishing like foliage. I can feel the power of the elements flowing through me. Sometimes as peaceful as flowing stream, other times surging like raging river. If I close my eyes, I can almost hear their voices. But it's not like some wild beast battling me for dominion. It's more like saying hello to an old friend. Dara, why can't we do that? Whoa!
Good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements.
How long has it been this time? I'm exhausted.
Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless.
It's not a
practice
good
with
sign
the
of mental
elements
health,
has drained
though.
all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress.
How long has the stream been going? Hour and 14 minutes. That's not that bad.
Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage of your training.
The final stage she talked about earlier, it was something about talking, right? Decision-making? Thinking?
If you wish to master the elements at a fundamental level, you must see the entire natural world. Nature in all its places and forms. That is part of what it means to be a traveler.
I swear I remember her being taller. Boing, boing, boing. I thought I hit the button already. I heard the sound effect for it. Time to put the thingy on. Are we going to see Skirk streams again? Or are we finally going to go into our own dream and have her there? This place again. Strange creature. Did you bring me here? Who are you? Hello, Penelope. No response. The strange creatures just floated away. What is that thing? What is it doing? In Skirk's inner world. Where is it taking me this time? Probably where she went after the village burned down, if I had to guess. Still can't control any buttons.
What is the secret to power?
What is the secret to power?
Longing. Hatred.
Oh, Sertology! I didn't even... I almost missed that.
No.
The foul.
It is fear.
Fear, huh? It's a new frontier, from what I hear. Which reminds me, if you've been watching 2B Hero X, real good show. Highly recommend it. It's an anthology series, so it's a bunch of slightly interconnected individual stories. And I also would be happy to give any advice on streaming that I can give.
The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching your home burn. Fear of loneliness. Fear of death.
I guess we have a voice for Sertology now.
Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears that we surpassed first ourselves and then the rest of the world. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer.
Okay. Ow, it hurts. Uh-oh. Daddy, Mommy. I don't like the sound of that. I think things are about to get depressing.
Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet.
Oh, God. This guy's terrible.
Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of bone.
I'm gonna make you smoke this entire carton of cigarettes. And once you have lung cancer, you'll never smoke again.
After all, bones can always be reset.
Yeah, that's not true. Like, ribs don't grow back. You a horrible person. I can't breathe. That's not good. Everything's gone black. Ooh. That's not a good sign either. Also, the little floaty thing's starting to move slower.
Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Painful.
Cold. In pain.
Cold in addition. Great. That's even better.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger.
What are you, a Saiyan?
I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training.
I don't like the sound of that.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend what is broken. Then take up your sword.
Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. Is she, like, diseased or something?
Yes, Master.
I don't like the sound of that. Man, how many times am I going to say I don't like the sound of that? Because it feels like it only seems to get worse. The dream is over, but I can't get that suffocating, oppressive feeling out of my head. Yeah, I don't want it there in my head either. I have so many questions about Skirk's past. Where does she come from? What has she been through? Where did she come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
You're up! Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are. So, want to head over now? Or did you want to wait a little?
I really want answers, but right now it's vital that I complete my training. Once that's done, I'll find a chance to talk to her. That assumes that there will be time for that. Boing, boing, boing. I've already forgotten what the third batch of training was going to be about. Still can't get over the fact that we're taller than her.
You have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities.
Thank you.
That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, The friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block.
Uh-oh. I usually do bad at these kind of practice sessions.
Ready?
Yeah, don't say give me your worst.
Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable.
No, it does not. But it is an okay stance.
Just like your sister. That reminds me. You still don't know what happened to her, do you?
She poofed. Oh no, you're letting her get in your head, idiot! Come on, Ether, that was an easy one!
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
There's no such thing as a fair fight when it comes to fighting.
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want. But only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain.
On the contrary, we have met plenty of ghosts, and they have a lot of complaining.
Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation.
You see, I would have blocked her sword swing, because I assumed from the beginning that she was saying to get under our skin, which is why I didn't pause to commentate on it. Because if I did believe her, I would have said, does she actually know our sister? It's plausible, it makes sense, but I knew that this was a training scenario, and that she was trying to get into her head, so I didn't take it at face value. Are you describing yourself?
How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me.
We don't, he's just guessing.
But you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same.
We are not the same meme.
Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look alive.
Please don't make me do the Raiden Shogun training. No, fuck that!
This time, I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Okay. Alright, get the flying ones first.
Better than I expected.
I think that could have gone better. It's not easy to control my emotions. The battle is overwhelming, but if I can just focus all my attention on what my opponent is doing and how I should respond, it's almost like my emotions take a back seat.
Getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all comes down to focus.
That was a lot easier than the Raiden Shogun training. Focus. Focus on the battle. You look so serious. I think it's working. I can choose to tune anything that isn't relevant to the battle out. But I think I'm still pretty far from having full control over my emotions.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
Alrighty. Skirk went through this kind of training too, didn't she? How merciless does the training have to be to make someone substitute all emotion with pure reason?
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or elemental abilities.
Skirk is right. Now that I've stopped, all the emotions I was suppressing are rushing back to the surface. Pain, exhaustion, frustration, doubt. But exhaustion is the main one. I feel like I could fall asleep on the spot.
Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach a point that you're satisfied with. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that and sleep well knowing that you've earned it.
Well, the sound of progress, my friends.
Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes. One mistake, one moment of hesitation, and just like that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
Act first, think later, regret last. The rewards for my efforts. We are still Pyro Traveler. Alrighty, let's see how depressing Skirk's backstory continues to be. Or are we finally going to get sucked into our own little dreamy thing? Which was the original purpose of putting this thing on our head when we sleep. The fact that they gave us a chest means I think we're about to leave the domain. Looks like I'm back in Skirk's inner world. I don't see that strange creature this time, but I think I can navigate this space on my own now, even without it here to guide me. I don't know how to leave, so I'm stuck here until I wake up. Can't hurt to take a look around while I wait.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Steadfast disciple.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
I don't think I want to be like this guy.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
Yikes. Hey, a sword practice dummy. Ooh. FO first person view.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Who the fuck are you to say that?
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Ooh, starry arms.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
That is not her fault.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Okay, so she has definitely let this get to her head.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then I can do anything.
This is paralleling Bonnie's flashback in One Piece, is what's coming to mind right now when I hear this quote.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Fuck that.
Run, Skirk, run. Only death awaits us here. Keep running and don't ever look back.
She remembered the guitar song, so clearly she didn't abandon her past. That doesn't feel good. And now it's gone. It's out of frame. Out of frame, out of mind.
Let's see here.
Alice?
First things first, you need a new identity.
We saw her run into Alice in her animated short.
Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear.
Uh-oh, what you got? Hit me with it, Alice.
I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea.
Okay, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's good advice. Oh, don't go oof me. That's good advice.
Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
I'm assuming her in this context is your past or inner self. Ooh. Fish and kebabs. Someone been cooking. Huh. The dream is over. I can hear the crackling of fire in the distance. There's a fragrant aroma in the air. Grilled meat.
You're awake!
Yeah, we got stuck trying to cross the border again.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you.
I am a little hungry.
Of course you are.
I made a big meal tonight.
Skirk and
Made a
Paimon
cup of
got
rice,
this all ready
can
for
of
you.
green beans,
Dig in,
about a
before it
pound of
gets cold.
steak, some diced carrot, and diced potatoes. It was a feast fit for a king. I sat and spent 3 hours eating it. You two, so you're best friends now?
Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forgive the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
You are 100% the kind of person who holds a grudge. Also, I wonder what her cooking specialty is.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
Fair enough. I'll dig in and make a quick work of the food.
So full.
Have we ever seen Paimon in this pose before?
Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
It's time to go, Paimon. Get up. All right.
Good news.
All right.
First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
Thank you. That was a lot faster than expected. We've been here, like, for almost a month, dude.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, Traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions.
Ooh, boy. We usually ask 4. After spending time in Skirk's inner world and witnessing her memories, there are so many questions I could ask, but the most important one is... Are you really from Tivat? You already know the answer to that, moron.
Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
I saw your dreams. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but while we were dream mirroring, I think I saw your memories. She didn't think that that possibly would happen? It's kind of like the innate purpose of the device. The first time I've seen Skirk break her composure, I guess this really took her by surprise.
I knew that was a possible side effect.
You even knew it?
Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason.
And it did fuck all.
Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
So Skirk didn't share those memories with me on purpose, and in fact, she tried her best to keep them from me. Wait, speaking of endless darkness, on my first time here, that's all I saw until the strange creature appeared.
Whatever. Must have been a flawless execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late.
Okay, so that means that blue floating creature thingy might have been what tried to show us her memories.
Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret.
Okay, if you want it kept a secret, I'll keep it a secret.
No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways.
Like me, do you mean you're also a descender? We learned from her trailer that she's not.
No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through.
Yeah, people can't keep memories of her.
Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second question.
What a waste, but I guess at least she spelled it out for us. You got nothing? What is your goal in coming here? She just kind of elaborated it. She didn't come here. She was brought here.
To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
I feel like she mentioned that was that in her trailer, or was this just a quote in the live stream? I don't remember.
Okay. You have one question remaining.
I got nothing, personally. Skirk's goal is to defeat the Foul. I can hear how serious this is for her. I wonder what those certain reasons could be. But given how quickly she blazed through that answer, I doubt she wants to talk about it. I have one question left. What should I ask?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
This is from the Fontaine Archon quest. Maybe I should take this opportunity to get Child some answers.
Well, your last question?
You know Child is looking for you, right? Are you going to let him see you?
Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set.
Same goes for him.
So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete blank canvas.
In the same respects as you were to Sertologi, I imagine.
Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
I think he's already there, personally. He's gonna fucking die before he gets any stronger. That was a calm and calculated answer. It's like she was talking about something entirely mundane. I don't know why, but I'm not buying it. She makes it sound like the decision has everything to do with Child and nothing to do with her. What does she actually feel about it? I think she sees herself in him. The Abyss is completely silent. This domain must get lonely after a while. Not to mention that she's said it about 100 years since she's been arrived. She said it's been hundreds of years since she arrived in Teyvat, and even longer than that if you account for how slowly time passes here. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. When I watched her animated short, we see her fall into Fontaine as a shooting star. And I mentioned that it doesn't exactly do much to tell us when she's landed there. Yes, Farina was the Archon, and she's been the Archon for like 500 years before we got there. But that does not narrow it down by much, and even less so when we consider the fact that she's been in here for who knows how long.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
In all that time, she never established a connection with the world. Was it really just because she looks down on the weak? I doubt she'd give me a straight answer if I asked. Besides, I already used up my 3 questions. She was happy to give me a cold, hard facts, but I still feel like I haven't heard her true voice. Alright, Skirk. I'll flip your script. How about I give you 3 questions that I will answer? Bet you didn't see that coming.
Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
Alright, time to leave. I wonder how much longer this quest is going to be. That's a question I want answered. The hourglass.
Time to go. Oh, finally.
The all devouring.
Where are we headed?
Just follow me. I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. It will take us to where he's hiding.
That's so far away. That's 16,000 meters in that direction. Looks like we're going right on top of the chasm.
Behold! Wait. This is near the chasm, right?
Yep. That's what I just said, Paimon.
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Makes sense.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety.
Oh, you would be.
Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
I will. Let's teach this thief a lesson.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
Hiya! Oh, it's actually a domain that I have to press the button this time. I don't just get to jump straight into it. I've gotten so used to just jumping and touching it. Oh, playing a Skirk. Guess this is the time for me to do the thingy I always do in these character stories. How do you work? Set bonus, Finale of the Deep. Constellation. Okay. Enhances the effect of passive talent Reason. Reason beyond reason. Oh, that is a lot of text. So we get an E3 Skirk to play around with. So Havoc Sunder, Havoc Warp, and Havoc Ruin. Reason beyond reason. When nearby party members trigger Frozen, Superconductor, Cryo Swirl, or Cryo Crystallize against opponents, a Void Rift will be created. This effect will... Skirk can use the following methods to absorb Void Rifts. She hits an opponent with a charged attack in her 6-phase flash mode. Okay, return to Oblivion. When nearby Hydra party members, Hydra attacks hit opponents. Or when nearby Cryo party members, apart from Skirk kick opponents, Cryo attacks, Skirk gains Death's Crossing effect for 20 seconds. Mutual Weapons Mentorship. When all party members are either Hydro or Cryo, and if there are at least one Hydro, one Cryo character in your own party, elemental skill level is increased by 1. Okay, so that's her idol. Just kind of floats. Alright. This is definitely the domain we were in earlier.
Merciless.
Oh. Ow.
And never star goes out.
That does a lot of damage. I guess she is E3 after all. Oh, wow, that's crazy. She's doing Arlecchino numbers at E3 here.
Annihilate.
She's got a little whale tail going. We're getting a decent amount of ping.
All these spikes! Careful, don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
Thank you, Paimon. Bop, 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 bop.
Extinguish!
Kill the archers first. Now we hit this guy till he's dead.
Go!
Hey, what are you two doing here?
Oh, I think she's talking to the Abyss Mages.
Dusty. Like an abandoned house. Let's press on.
Boop, 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 boop.
Go!
And you're dead. This way. This is just easy enough. Oh, that's a lot of lasers. Alright.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything!
Disperse the fog.
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler.
I thought the place we started at the end of this path was where we got attacked.
The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
No, I don't have soul sense. Does elemental sight let me see souls? If I close my eyes, focus the light that came from my wound back then, I can sense something. It's nearby, but I can't tell the exact location. Nothing exact, but I know it's nearby.
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Alright. Evade spikes. I'm just gonna walk in a circle. Just don't stay still and you won't get shot. That guy knows some maneuvers. He's listing lazily to the left. Well, that's a lot more spikes. Oh, that's not fair. Why did they turn seeking all of a sudden?
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
Alright, this seems interesting. Look at the Traveler struggling to fight like one of these things. And she's got like a dozen of them shooting at her at once. Ooh, she got hit. Now we can just follow the soul to the end. Oh, now you can do something. Alright. Training has paid off. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Why was it in that one spike that hit her? That makes no sense.
There. I got it back.
Why was it in that random spike?
Skirk!
That happened to hit her.
What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Gwali Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target.
He's targeting you?
Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal power. Whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible.
What did he do with it?
Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
So you were his real target. He was after you from the very beginning.
No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon.
That's a fair point. It can absorb abyssal power, so it can absorb her power.
Call it fate, if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this.
I like her. Arbitrary coincidences indeed.
In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost.
But you had to take a hit for it.
I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions.
Yep.
How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal?
You're asking us or someone else?
Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar. It looks just like that narwhal's horn!
Does it? I don't remember the narwhal's horn in that much detail.
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find.
Oh, she is not talking to us. Okay, that makes much more sense.
To defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertologi.
The Foul? Who dares call him Foul?
This guy seems to have a beef.
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Oh shoot, we're dropping a lot of frames. Streamlabs is having trouble. Alright. You were saying, Skirk?
Just a little longer. I'm still...
Look, it's back!
That's a lot of spikes.
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit.
Oh wow, we just dropped again.
Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action.
Skirk was stabbed by one of the spikes while retrieving the fragment of my soul, and in the process, some of her power was stolen. Culprit is hiding somewhere beyond the fog. I have a good understanding of his attack pattern from the light just now. If we pursue him, our chances of winning are high. Skirk's breathing is weaker than usual. If we attack now, I can't guarantee her or Paimon's safety. It's a hard decision to make, but I think we should get out of here.
Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Guess we're going on a run.
Ugh.
Ow.
Skirk, Is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run!
That's a big one. I'm out of stamina already. Haha! Dodged by jumping. We're just gonna casually walk out of here.
Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse!
Ow. That one fell a lot more quickly than I thought it would. That felt like cheating.
So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But suspicions only get you so far. I needed to verify it for myself.
Okay, we're done.
Phew. Oh, we should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it.
The all-devouring narwhal. With its power, he even managed to steal from you, of all people.
You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
I mean, it's called all-devouring. Why wouldn't it?
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual.
After it had been fighting Child for like 2 months.
It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master.
The way he got angry when you said his name and called him the Fowl definitely means that. Hearing you say the Fowl definitely got a reaction out of him.
Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength.
I think she can.
So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Come on, let's go into the teapot. It's nice and safe in there, and I would love us to use the tools that we have. It's not out of pity. You said I don't want to be in your debt. Well, I still am.
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where?
Wangshu Inn comes to mind.
Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait! Baizhu said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he?
That is a good idea, Paimon.
He'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
How's the shoulder?
Fine. It was just a scratch. It'll take time to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me.
Your outfit looks different. I didn't notice.
Oh, this? It's a star crystal suit. Abyssal energy is scarce in Tevat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely.
Okay.
It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form.
Okay, let's go.
Found somewhere to rest. Well, lead the way then.
Alright, to the back of Boo Boo Pharmacy. That's a reminder of my past failures where we failed to tail that old lady. Oh, so many cracks.
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it.
Paimon, that's rude.
Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like...
Oh no.
I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Huh. Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
She probably finds it on the enemies she kills.
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
Okay, fine. Let me have my dark imagination, why don't ya?
You heard all that?
You're not exactly subtle, Paimon.
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Oof.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
About the Ice Queen?
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Oof, she heard that. Yikes. I guess you did. Paimon's whispering needs some work.
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah.
A Paimon lookalike. I wonder how many of those we've seen.
Paimon and giving people weird nicknames. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start, but things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so what do you say? Friends?
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest.
Yikes.
I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
She doesn't sleep? I mean, I always joke and say sleep is for the weak, but damn. For someone as old as her to say she never sleeps is kind of takes my lack of sleep and multiplies it by hundreds of years.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually.
Paimon, why are you being so rude all of a sudden?
Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
I could sleep in a chair. If it wasn't for this green screen behind me, I could pull this lever on my chair and then lean back like 4 feet. If I do that now, it'll... Yeah, it'll touch the green screen. It's just... I wish I could get like a bigger one where it was like more than my arm span. This one's only like 5 feet by 5 feet. I need to get like a 7 foot by 7 foot one so I can like hang it from the ceiling, because my webcam, I have my webcam set to a different resolution right now so that it doesn't capture the whole thing. But if I put my webcam back on its normal resolution, it would cover bigger than the green screen is. Where was I? Right. Reading what the Traveler was thinking. Skirk is stubborn. Even if I tried to convince her to take it easy, I doubt she'd listen. Paimon is right. Skirk will stop and take a break once she gets tired. I hope I hope. I should just get some sleep. You okay over there? That's some heavy breathing. Skirk? Of course, she's acting like she didn't just get stabbed in the shoulder. Huh. Something seems off with her, though.
Quiet.
Who's she talking to? There's no one around, unless... Oh, she's having dreams.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many
Oh, she
bodies
keeps
were
hearing the
left to
voices.
rot on the scorched
She's
earth?
haunted by voice.
Yet
No
you
wonder she
alone
doesn't
live
sleep.
on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Man, when are we going to address the fact that the Traveler can just hear everybody's thoughts? It was a funny gag in the Sitlali story, but that was because of her power, not the Traveler's. Right, in the dream I witnessed Skirk is training alone, but there were disembodied voices talking to her. One of them mentioned a fire. Wonder what happened exactly. If only she could just talk to us. You moving the incense over, or is that a cup of tea?
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night? The bed's all yours if you want it.
Recovered your strength yet?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Damn, that's impressive.
Whew! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough.
That's your opinion.
That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short.
Maybe because of the spike that stabbed you?
No, I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
What time is it? 11:50. It's about to be midnight. Nope. Time is passing. Just floating there. Menacingly.
Morning! Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
No idea. Maybe it's not going too well.
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh, wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up.
How often does she eat?
Be right back.
Smart transition to cut away before she opens the door. It looks so serene, almost like she really is asleep. No. What? You again? What are you doing here? What is this thing? And why is it showing us her memories? This place feels familiar, but where am I exactly? There are towering cliffs, withered trees, strange river flowing from the horizon. All the way here, but it's broken up several times along the way, with a waterfall at each breakpoint. Did you need to be that specific? I can see it. You don't need to write it out. Put it in writing for me. On closer inspection, the color of the water is changing. The closer I get, the lower the portion, the darker it becomes. Almost as if... Did you bring me here? And that must mean this is...
This is Skirk's inner world.
Oh, you can talk all of a sudden.
It as the threshold between the soul and dreams. This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
It talks, so you can speak.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this.
Who are you?
I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right?
Lucky coincidence. So you are a manifestation of Skirk's soul or something, aren't you? Her innocence? Her childhood?
Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place?
Why are there so many cliffs and waterfalls?
Oh, you noticed.
How could I not?
This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one.
That's a really interesting way to interpret someone's life and strength.
But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
Wait, that reminds me of something.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
So this is the mental form.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
I see, so it was Sir Logi who taught Skirk to replace all emotion with reason. And since then, it's been a constant process of abandoning, refuting, erasing her past self. Suppose it's the secret to her strength. But it's such a sad thing to think about. What has she been through? Why does it have to be this way?
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Oh, this time I can jump and use my abilities, which means there's probably going to be combat here. Or not. Oh! CG! Something that we can put in the thumbnail. Wait. That's the drawing in the sand that we made at the start of the game. Which was also in her animated short. Looks like a coastline. Huh, I recognize the drawing in the sand. Wait, isn't that the picture I drew for Paimon? Why is it showing up in Skirk's memories?
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away, indifferent as ever.
So she could have met us shortly after we got here, but she chose not to. Why? If I think about it, it's not surprising at all. After what happened at Wan Min Restaurant, it's obvious that she prefers to disappear from other people's lives. She hasn't seen Child in years either. I doubt if she's ever made a connection with this world of her own volition. What I'm seeing now is a microcosm of her entire life.
Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
I wonder if we can mend the river. Probably not. Alrighty, here we go. Do we get another CG?
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more.
Alrighty.
No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past.
Wow, she did none of those things.
We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this.
Whoa!
I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Now that is a CG. And that's what Sertology looks like, apparently.
Why would you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution.
Fear is the new frontier.
You have tasted loss. You have known fear so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
Not exactly a great motivator, is he? The figure next to Skirk looks familiar, right? I saw the same figure during the battle against the all-devouring narwhal.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertology, looked like at one point in time.
All right, that is actually, yeah, what the knight inside the narwhal looks like. That's right, it looks exactly like that. So he can change form?
Of course. As a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him.
So we've always known what he looked like at one point in time.
He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
I used to think Sertology and Skirk were just master and disciple, like Skirk and Child. Now I see why Skirk chooses to distance herself from humanity. Sertology told her to put down roots here, while at the same time threatening to destroy whatever life she managed to create.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
Here's my theory. I think what will defeat Sirtology in the end is the power of friendship. And by the power of friendship, I mean we gang up on him and we jump his ass. So that's what she meant. But I still don't understand why Sirtology would do that. From what he said, I didn't pick up any conflict between them.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sirtology is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power to crush all things.
It is a disturbing power.
Shall we keep going? Let's see. We're about halfway there.
Started this at like 9:30. It's got to be almost... Yeah, it's past midnight now. Oh, another one. This must be Skirk when she was a kid. Another CG for my collection.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sirtology.
I don't think I like this memory.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard.
It's not going to be healed by then.
No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Actually, tears are meant to make your eyelids heavier so that, you fall asleep because you can't keep your eyes open.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
No, going on is for the best. It's how you honor their memory.
I saved you because I have a plan for you.
Oh, shoot.
It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee.
I doubt that.
So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master.
From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today.
I think it's funny that you say the Skirk I know today. We've met her like once before this, and we've known her for like 3 days. So Sirtology saved Skirk from a disaster when she was a child, and never even tried to hide his ulterior motive. I suppose that leaves one final mystery. What really happened with the disaster back then? Sirtology's final words to Skirk were cold and cruel, but Skirk's reaction made it seem like it was the truth she knew all too well. I have a feeling it all comes back to what happened back then.
We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch.
Yeah, we're almost at the source of the water. Up we go! Alright, is this the last memory? Or do we got one more after this?
These are Skirk's happiest memories.
And then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child, always skipping school to go exploring instead.
This looks like the field of grass that she was standing on in her character trailer.
There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea, the secrets beyond the stars, and that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end.
And they weren't merchants, they were soldiers sent here to start a genocide. How horrific.
The spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet.
There has to be a reason that they did that. They made it sound like they were concerned about their strength rivaling them, so they were wiping them out as an assurance, but normally when you conquer and invade like this, it's like for resources. Like, did the village have something that they wanted? The planet, I mean?
Skirk had skipped school
Ooh.
that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her.
Fire burn. Fire bad.
Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained.
Why was Sertology here?
Left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
Why did those people destroy the homeland?
Because she and her people were seen as a threat.
Did they do something bad? A threat?
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source.
Seems kind of cool.
For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
Just because of speculation. All those innocent people.
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
And I see why Sir Tologi's threat is such a terrifying prospect for her. And I now see why she distances herself from the world.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
What are you? It's gonna cut the river again.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in this moment.
Then you must be...
Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have
Looks like my theory was pretty right on the money then.
So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
I don't think the penchant for goodness is what caused you to be wiped out. It was the lack of goodness in others.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
I would say your efforts made you strong. I would say this made you a flawed person.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
Oh, that's just mean.
It's exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt.
Yeah, definitely a lot of survivor's guilt.
Take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
And do you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Your emotional self isn't weak. The fact that she transcended time and broke free from her constraints to come and face you, that proves it.
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice.
I'm just glad that we're actually participating in this A and B conversation.
To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion.
Wow. Not exactly the argument I would expect the emotional being to be making.
But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt.
Do we know for a fact you were the sole survivor?
And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be.
The primary reason I suspected from the beginning that this might have been the Skirk's past is because I can kind of tell that the VA is the same.
All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt
Or the same VA as the child Skirk that we saw earlier.
Even if you can't accept me, I hope at least that you can let go.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Ooh.
Your dad and I, we're
Stuff's
not
happening.
afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water.
You were playing it on the guitar the other day.
Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
Well, I shall bear witness, I guess.
I should be thanking you.
Cutscene? Okay.
Skirk, run!
Oh.
Remember, leave no one alive!
I wonder if we're ever gonna get the reveal who those soldiers were.
Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Survivor's guilt is a strong thing.
doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
As long as you are alive and living. As long as you can find the means to press on. That alone is worth it. Don't forget the past. It's part of who you are. Ooh, the river. It's reconnecting. All of one's life, all of one's experience is a river flowing. That is your strength. Beautiful. Ooh, it's going even further.
So, you saw my memories then?
Twice for some of them.
I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe.
No. Even poison can kill a king.
He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
Yikes, that's a very dark way of interpreting what I just said. Power is not the substitute for doing what is right.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you.
Yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him.
But he intends to face you in battle one day.
I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings.
He's
or an
not
answer to
into
one of my
that.
Questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
He does attack you one day, I'll help you.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
He told you to make friends, and I think that's part of his lesson. Like I said, I think the true thing that defeats Sertologi is the power of friendship. So we're gonna jump his ass. Because if we want to build a world where we both want to see, everyone has to be willing to fight for it. If we all do our part, we can make the entire universe a kinder place. We are stronger together. Exit the threshold of the soul and dreams. Skirk gazes into a distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? I'll leave yet. And let's do some exploring. Can I backtrack? No, we're boxed in here. Over this way. Nope, we're boxed in here too. We gotta be getting close to the end. So we've been going for about 3 hours now at this point.
Oh, you're finally awake.
I got caught trying to cross the border.
Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Looks like your strength is back. You look stronger than ever.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context.
It's not important. You don't need to know.
But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
Alright. Time to eat together.
Alright. It's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Finally, let's show him what we're made of.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go. Same place as last time.
Back to the chasm. Heart and mind. Unbounded. Yep, we're literally going to the exact same spot we were last time.
Search forth.
We just left this open and crack in space and time over here? Okay.
The fog is gone! Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too?
That's Skirk's master. That's what the fowl used to look like.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
I don't know, it's abyssal space armor.
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
Let's show him what a prototype Rancor can do. Blood Serpent's Broken Edge.
Extinguished.
Yeah.
Annihilate.
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
All right.
Water jet.
Surge.
Power.
Up. 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 Jump. Jump.
Annihilate.
Water jet! Water jet! Bombs away!
Extinguish!
Oh, it give us our health back.
Go!
Annihilate!
He has so much health.
Extinguish!
There we go. Oh, that animation on her eye looked a little janky. Watch out!
Haven't had enough of my power.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna Abyss Mage him to death. Drown in the bubble.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
She's gonna just make him explode, huh? Alright. The prototype Rancor. It's canon. She uses it. Put the prototype Rancor on your Skirk, everybody. That being said, she does a lot of physical damage if you're not using her fancy state. So I think it actually might be a pretty decent weapon on her. Oh my god, it's Tepe.
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power. Such keen battle instincts. So, you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
He's been gone for, I'm gonna guess, 500 years.
Hundreds? Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungar, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Man, everybody in this room is old. Except for you, Paimon.
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me.
Everything changed when the cataclysm happened.
I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sir Taloji.
So you had a lot of respect for him.
We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum.
Okay, I think the Jester has something to do with that university.
Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference.
That's a little bit concerning. Sounds like psychopathy.
He said to me when we first met, "You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?"
That does sound like something he would say.
Yeah, it kind of does.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish.
I feel like curing that illness came at a cost, though.
He was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
Ooh, are we gonna get a new CG?
This planet no
I
longer
guess not.
holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you.
He can break the curse?
Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day. And we can spar like we used to.
Oh, Sir Taloji might not even be alive anymore then, if he ain't immortal.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
And that's why he knows about Skirk.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
We haven't seen one of them go wrong yet.
Well, Now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All that Evanir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
That is a interesting turn of phrase.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leading them. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
So he gifted him the pet.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture.
That doesn't sound safe either.
Survive that.
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith.
I like the fact that they have some torn clothing into his design. We can see his actual skin underneath.
I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
I think I was about to say the same.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple.
I think this is the same guy that does the voice of Lygus in Star Rail.
It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect
the fact that
Master
Sertologi
really
left
is not a
Tavad
battle that
makes me
demands
wonder
his
if we
full
could actually
strength,
run into him in Honkai Star
but
Rail.
rather a defeat without regrets.
And on that note, eventually there will be a Honkai Star Rail Genshin collab, and I'm wondering which characters will cross over. Skirk is definitely one of the easy ones, the Traveler maybe another. But I'm really curious who they'll end up going with.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright, yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles.
Man, he's like... Sertology turned out to be an archetype that I've honestly know all too well and have seen many, very, very often. I didn't expect him to be such a common trope.
After which, all can come to an end. Including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal. To complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Oh, is he gone? Is he dying?
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain.
That's rough, buddy.
I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sertology once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
Do you actually have a way to remove the curse of immortality?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you are hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces.
Really?
The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control. But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Sertology. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road.
Out of curiosity, though, how wide of a gap do you think is between Skirk and Sertology right now?
If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
Whew, that's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
That's a good point, Paimon. Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Yes. This ended up being a long one.
We did it! It's only been a few days, but it feels like forever.
This ended up being 3.5 hours.
Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Wow.
No, that was actually
You
pretty
sound
tough.
even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned. The ones that died out? Are they back now?
Yes. The power Skafnungur stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh. It's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
Mona probably could.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
I'd like to see what it's like up there. You have seen what it's like up there. It's
Even
beautiful,
the
I
most
agree.
beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not.
The firmament must go.
Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow, until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
No clue. Probably 7 thrones, if I had to guess.
Ugh. This is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, he always finds a way to make it better.
You know, when you put it that way, yeah, we kind of do.
If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with 2. And if 2's still not enough, then 3. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely.
Ooh, that second one sounds cool, though.
Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth.
You never found out who the aliens that landed on your planet and killed all of your people were, though.
For this, we must all work to become stronger.
Of course.
Goodbye, Traveler. Remember your training. Make sure to put it to use.
Off she goes. Bye, have a wonderful time.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think?
Whatever you say, sky-cleaving, white iron lavender melon.
Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars.
But we have the teapot that we got specifically so we wouldn't have to camp under the stars anymore.
Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
Sure. I don't mind. Whispers betwixt star and night. This was a long one, but this was definitely one of the better ones. I enjoyed a large chunk of it. It felt like we really got to know the character.
Too slow.
And frankly, even though it was tied to an NPC, it didn't feel like it was super tied to an NPC.
Look alive!
So, next time, as I said we would, we're going to try to... Oh, I guess we'll claim these rewards. Next time, we will try to do as many of these Traveler's Tales as we can, and that'll be the next Genshin stream that we do. And in less than a week, I believe, the 3.4 will be out for Honkai Star Rail, so look forward to that. I've been doing some climbing on the Shadowverse ladder, and if there's enough interest, we might do a few live streams of me just climbing the ladder. I probably won't upload those to YouTube, but it's something for the people that do watch on Twitch. I've been really getting bored with one of the decks, so I'm going to try to find a better deck to play. Anywho, this has been very interesting, and I'm looking forward to 5.8, because we're starting to get drip feeds for that. A new character was recently drip feed. It's a electric robot girl made from the Cake faction that's going to be introduced to Nodcry, I think. So that's kind of interesting. But no news beyond that. As always, if you want to stay up to date on what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, best way to do that is to join the Discord. Links to it are where links are. So, see you when I see you, everybody. Stay safe out there.